Hi ladies, it is Friday, May 29th. You're on Module 8, Lesson 12. Your learning target says, I can recognize that equal parts of an identical rectangle can have different shapes. And that's actually what I drew up on top. So we have all of these squares split into different shapes. Or I'm sorry, split into different ways, but all of those different ways are going to equal 1/2. So I split this equally, and that's 1/2. I split it horizontally, and that's 1/2. And then I split it diagonally, and that's still 1/2. Then I went ahead, so these all equal 1/2. So then I went ahead and I split these into 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are split into fourths. I did it like it looks kind of like a window. I did it diagonally both ways. And I did it horizontally both ways. But no matter what, you still have 4 parts or 1/4. So what I want to show you now is something a little bit different. So I'm going to use this back to my square. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this square and this one, which I already cut, but I'm going to have to cut it. I was practicing earlier. So I'm going to use this square and this square. And I'm going to try, hopefully, if I do this, you can kind of see that better. So I'll try to do that. Okay. I'm sorry that it's not that great. But I'm going to use this square here and this square here to practice. My question to you is, if I take this, I fold it in half, and then I cut it, are they going to fit equally in each other? So these are the same size. If I cut this one in half like I already did to the triangle, they're both folded in half. So they're both split into halves, just like up here. So am I still going to get, so this one and this one, are they equal still though? Because if I'm looking at it, I'm not sure that I see equal parts. I'm not sure that that triangle and that rectangle is going to be the same amount. So that's what we're going to try to figure out now. So actually, if I take this piece of the triangle and you fold it, I have to make sure I'm going to fold it the right way. So you kind of fold it into fourths. So I took it and I folded it this way. And then you fold it this way. Looks like another little triangle. And then you take this part and fold it on top. So remember that this triangle was this because I'm going to cut this one. So right now we're trying to ask ourselves, is it going to fit in there? And I'm not really sure about that. Right? I'm not sure if those are equal. That's what we're trying to figure out right now. Hold on, I'm going to just try to make it so you can see it better. I think it's a little better, okay? So again, the triangle, and then we have our 2 squares. So I'm going to take the ones that I folded and I'm going to cut them now. Right on the line that I folded them on. And, oops, I am going to now try my best. Just remember, these triangles that I just cut up are the same thing. We want to know if it's equal to this rectangle. Keep that rectangle just so you can see everything else. And I'm going to use my magnets and hopefully. Okay, so take my piece of the triangle, I'm going to put it here. Another piece of the triangle. I'm going to put it here. Okay. Now I'm just trying my best to line them up, and they are actually very lined up. I know it's probably hard to see on camera, but they're lining up very well. I'm going to take this. I just need another magnet. I'm going to take this and put that here because it fits. I'm going to flip this one and put this one here. I have no more pieces of my triangle left. So we had a square, we cut it in half, we had a rectangle. We took our triangle piece because we were asking ourselves, is this one and this one the same? So yes, they're split in half, but are there the same amount on each side? And we can tell from the little project we did that yes, they are. So if I take this off and this off, my pieces are going to fall, but they fit perfectly. You could see that they were directly on this rectangle on each side. I know it's hard to see. And they fit. So the answer is yes, they are, right? They have the same amount in each. They're equal to each other, even if in the picture it looks a little wonky. All right? So that's an experiment you can try if you want. If you don't believe me, you think I pulled some magic. But though they look different, these two pieces are actually equal amounts, and they do work. So what I'm going to do now is just give you some practice to do, splitting up objects and counting objects. Here we go. So if we go back to your learning target, which I just want to revisit, it says that you can recognize that equal parts of an identical rectangle can have different shapes. So we have our rectangles. We also use squares for the example, and it still works. If you split these into halves like we did before, so split them into different halves, you could do it diagonally, vertically, horizontally. You need to be able to recognize that although they're split up differently and they're making different shapes when you're splitting them up, they're still representing that half or that fourth. It's still showing the same thing. So I want to have you practice splitting them up and just visually being aware of the halves that you're splitting up and the fourths that you're splitting up. And although they might look different, like we did with our example, they still are the same. Okay, so just practice that, splitting them into different ways. If you can, use a piece of paper to do what I did. Reach out with any questions, and as always, go on Zern or go on Freckle. Also be careful, make sure it's fourths and halves. Make sure you're always reading those directions, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, ladies.